I'm about to move into an apartment I don't know if I can afford, but I'm tired of renting rooms off Facebook Marketplace and dealing with these crusty crabs. And I just need peace and quiet. But I guess I'm just going to be having panic attacks for the next 28 days because I still have to come up with $2,000 without internet or furniture or a damn pot or a pan. But you know what? You got to start somewhere.
I mean, that sounds like a lovely plan. What could go wrong with that? I don't know. What could go wrong with that? See, remember when I tell you guys all the time that when people talk, they give you the answers. And I would say that the biggest issue with this is probably that she was looking for places to stay off of Facebook Marketplace. I would say that would be probably the issue.
You didn't have to cut me off.
If you guys haven't been underneath a rock, I've been getting tons and tons of DMs, messages, and seeing the news out here of rent going up and down, up and down. It's been a roller coaster ride all the way through. But I am here to let you guys know, a lot of you guys at the end of the day are spending money on rent and other things that are causing you financial distress. But a lot of you are coming onto the internet and saying rent is too high. Well, what happens when we take a deeper dive into some of these individuals who are saying that rent is too high? What other things are causing you to feel all of this pressure? My name is Orlando. Welcome to the channel, guys. We're going to jump right into it. But before we get into it, please hit that like and subscribe button. It really does help out the channel. Also, too, I have a newsletter that is completely free. And guess what, guys? You cannot beat that. That information is in the pinned comment in the description. And also, too, if you need any type of financing that deals with commercial properties or investment properties, I've been a lender for almost 20 years. I can assist you with that. Again, that information is in the pinned comment in the description. Guys, let's jump straight to it.
So I just told myself, just get that apartment. Just get it. You want it. You want it. You've been wanting it for a long time. This one is very perfect. It's all you've ever wanted. And get it and get the 2-bedroom because they were running a holiday special.
What?
And I did. But I'm having major anxiety because a large payment is due in 14 days.
See, this is what I'm talking about. When you are looking for an apartment, guys, and you guys are trying to figure out if I can afford it, do not be this lady. I deserve it. Well, what does the number say? What does your budget say? What does your financial situation say? What does your account say? I'm pretty sure right now your account is on red alert. Yeah. Your account is saying, we don't have the capacity.
So we don't have the capacity.
See, I know a lot of you, while you guys are sitting on the sidelines, are saying, Orlando, listen, man, I'm sitting on the sideline, but I can't sit on the sideline and just stay in a regular apartment. I gotta stay in a luxury apartment because that seems to be the fad right now.
I'm rich, bitch.
You guys are in luxury apartment after luxury apartment after luxury apartment. What is a luxury apartment? Nowadays, I'm starting to see more people talk about the amenities at their apartment complex than the actual unit.
Wait, what?
You're telling me that you're spending $3,000, $3,500, $4,000 in the middle of Buckhead for a luxury apartment just because it has a gym, a rooftop bar, a swimming pool, a book club. And then based on what this lady is saying, the last thing you want to do is say, I'm going to go ahead and take that 2-bedroom. I know I can't afford it, but this month they were having a holiday special. That is setting yourself up for failure. Did you hear what she said? She said she took the 2-bedroom option because of a special, not because she could afford it. Matter of fact, she is telling you in this video that she cannot afford it because she has to still come up with $2,000.
Who does that?
She feels like there's a ton of pressure on her because in the next 28 days, this is not how you should feel when you're renting. Let's make this clear. You're renting because you want to buy a home.
Fact.
Does that mean that you jump into another unaffordable situation while you wait? What sense does that make? That's the whole point what we've been trying to avoid. We've been trying to avoid you being in the situation as the housing market is right now, paying taxes that are ridiculous, paying insurance that's ridiculous, having your mortgage and taxes equal, paying ridiculous prices for the house itself and to fix it up. We're trying to avoid all of that. And you're jumping right back into the frying pan?
Come on, man.
I moved into my apartment in June 2023. I was paying $1,790 in rent. I just got notified that March 1st, my rent will be increasing to $2,023. And before everyone gets in the comments and says, you're doing this, you're making your choices. Okay, first of all, you. I have a 2-bedroom apartment because I have a 1.5-year-old son, and I got this apartment because I researched every apartment within a 30-mile radius of where my dad lives, because my dad lives with my nephew. I'm the legal guardian of my nephew, and I need to be able to have quick, close access to my nephew. I take him to appointments, I pick him up from school, etc. What's shitty is that this is the market rate. So this is pretty standard if you want a 2-bedroom apartment. And mine's nice because it's new, but it's not fancy. It was made really like everything's plastic and falling apart. And it, for all intents and purposes, it's not a quality apartment. It's safe. I love living here, and that's why I'm living here. But I was talking to my landlord, and I was like, listen, I know this isn't your fault. I know you're not setting the prices of these, but what the f***? This is not like a sustainable, like, how the f*** is anyone supposed to, like, maintain their tenancy? I said, should I expect another huge rent increase? And he's like, yeah, in September, there's going to be another like $80 to $120 rent increase. And I'm like, so let me get this fucking straight. I had to pay $5,500 to just get into this fucking apartment. I could live in a 1-bedroom. I don't want to because I just figured out crib training with my son. I pay electric and I pay fucking gas, which is another, you know, 100 to 120 a month, like on top of that. I hate that the issue is that I'm at a point in my life where paying another $120 a month in rent is like pissing me off. I know that the solution is to just make more money so that this is going to happen and I'm going to have more wiggle room in my budget and blah, blah, blah. But what pisses me off is if you're not making $6,000 or $8,000 as a single mom a month, you're just like, how are you gonna make it? Who wants to be roommates with people that they don't know? And how many people do you know that you could trust to live with and that it wouldn't ruin your friendship?
You notice how she just kind of rambled past, like, oh, budgeting, I could do this, I could do that, to make my situation better. I mean, I could do a 1-bedroom, but I just did crib training and conveniences. This is what I'm talking about, guys. When I say all the time that you can make your situation better, does that mean that it's going to be easier? No, I didn't say that. I didn't say it was going to be easier at all. But what I am saying is it will make your situation easier.
Not for me, mate.
See, a lot of times, you see how she just said, the one thing that I know I can do is I need to make more money. I need to make more money. I need to make more money. And I would say, no, that's not the only thing that you can do. Another thing you can do, which is the first thing you should do, is cut expenses.
Oh, no. No.
People always say, I need to make more money. I need to make more money. I need to make more money. No, you need to cut expenses. Pow. Oh! That's giving yourself a raise. That's making more money. When you get rid of all of the expenses. And here's the thing. I'm talking about majority of people because I know there's going to be one person going to say, Orlando, I'm budgeted out. But for majority of people, most of you guys have a budget that is filled with expenses and subscriptions that you can get rid of. You're buying Beyonce tickets. You're going to see comedians. What are you talking about? If you got rid of all of that, you wouldn't be so tight. But again, at the end of the day, it's all about conveniences. She doesn't want to get a 1-bedroom because of what? She wants her child to have his or her own room. Convenience number one. Oh, I want this to have amenities. I need a place with a pool because it gets really hot here in the summer. I want to be in a place that's close to taking my son or my daughter to their activities. Another convenience.
I don't think you have the facilities for that, big man.
If you want cheap rent without getting a roommate, there's only 2 options available. So for your first option, if you want a cheap apartment, is you have to move to far, far away land. You have to move to a small ass town where everybody goes to Walmart for fun. there's nothing to do and you'll be bored as hell, but your rent will be $35 a month. Your second option, if you want cheap rent, is your roommate is probably going to be rats and roaches. Your car's going to get broken into. You're probably going to get shot. But at least your city's a lot of fun and there's a lot of things to do in your city. And this is why I think renting is such a very unfair concept. I have a friend who's paying $2,500 a month for a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment in Miami, Florida. Then I have another friend who's paying $800 for a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment in a small town in South Carolina. Both apartments are pretty much the same size. The only difference is location. I think it should be illegal for rent to be over $2,000 a month. You could be paying $2,000 a month for your apartment, and your next door neighbor, same model, same everything, could be paying $1,800 for the same model apartment as you. Or they could be paying more than you. When you renew your lease, it could go up by $9 or $900. And then you're paying $2,000 a month, but you will never own your apartment. You will never own it. I feel like rent should be like a fixed amount across the board.
Yes, sir. That's called rent control. And just go to New York and those guys will tell you how that's working out. I mean, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. See, here's the thing. This is one of those big things that people just have to understand, the way that the market works, the way that location works, the way that prices work. Did you hear this young man just say, well, they're the same places, but the only difference is the location. Ding, ding, ding. That's the major reason why they're that way. When you're talking about someone who lives in Miami versus someone who lives in middle America, in the Midwest, that is completely different. Prices on rent are going to be different. You know the reason why? It's because it's more people in that area. The more people that are in that area, the higher the demand is, which means the price is higher. So that's the reason why you said if you want a cheaper apartment, you have to go to a place where it's a small city. Less demand. You see how that works? Less demand, cheaper prices. Higher demand, higher prices.
Wow.
And then also too, for this age, for that generation right there, they're always gonna choose. But most, they're always gonna choose.
Well, I want to be in the area that's exciting.
Well, the areas that are exciting, the areas that will always have something to do, the areas that have tons and millions of people where there's tons of things to do, let it be going out at night, let it be family stuff, all of that stuff, it's going to cost more.
Pay me my money.
If you want to go to areas that have tons of people, millions of people in it, it's going to cost you more in rent. But it's also going to cost you more in gas because of traffic. It's also going to cost you more in everything else. If you want to try to go to a concert, if you want to try to do anything else, it's going to cost more. Fast food, restaurants, all of that stuff is going to cost more. And so when you know the answer is, I need to move to a smaller area, and you say, I don't know if I'm going to move to a smaller area and pay a cheaper price in rent. When you make that decision, that's your decision. You can't get mad at going to Miami and paying $4,000 when you could have paid $1,000 living in a small town. At least you would have had your money. But that's probably just wisdom talking. That's probably just wisdom talking. You can do whatever you want to do because most of these people will do what they want to do. You cannot stop and help everybody. That's the truth. That is 100% fact. And we see this here.
Hey, Rack, I'm a teacher and I can barely afford to pay rent with my salary. My salary bi-weekly is basically my rent minus $500. Guess how much my car is? $400. Guess how much insurance is? $100. Oh, yeah, that's right. You do the math. I'm left with owing money at the end of the month. That's not even with groceries. Holy that's not even with groceries. I realize every single month I am transferring money out of savings into my checking and I am not. Just had the realization in the car that I'm actually going to go into debt if I continue being a teacher. Like, genuinely. Wow. Oh, I'm like literally having a crisis right now. I'm gonna have a panic attack right now. I can't do this. I literally cannot do this. Knowing every single month that most of my money is literally like, I don't have money. Okay. I don't know how I'm gonna pay off my credit card this month. I don't know. All right, well, rats, peace and blessings, and I hope you can afford your rent today.
See, this is hard. While I understand her plight about being a teacher and saying, hey, look, I can't afford being a teacher. I am living paycheck to paycheck. 70% of people live paycheck to paycheck.
Damn.
It's very common of people living paycheck to paycheck. She's living paycheck to paycheck. She knows that the amount of money that she's bringing in isn't enough for the expenses, hence why she listed out all that stuff. So again, this is a scenario of, is my job paying me enough money? Are my expenses so ridiculous that it's hurting me and I'm not able to pay my rent? I'm not able to pay my car note. I'm not able to pay for utilities, groceries, things that I need. So we don't know in that scenario. She's saying, quote unquote, or making it seem like she's doing everything that she's supposed to be doing. But let me just be honest and be clear with you guys here. 95% of people are not doing the right thing.
What?
Let me say that again. 95% of people, when it comes to their finances, are not doing the right thing. Someone will hand me their tax returns and I will look it over and say, what's this? They'll be like, oh, don't worry, Orlando, you don't need to worry. I'm doing everything right. I'm budgeting. I'm doing everything that I'm supposed to be doing. And I'd be like, $1,000 on restaurants? $1,000 on restaurants. And they'll be like, well, you know, I love my steak. Come on, man. Look how fast that changed. In one sentence, you just told me you were doing everything right. But then when I point out $1,000, $2,000 in restaurant charges, you go, I love my steak. You just told me you need to figure out a new way to balance and get yourself together, because if you keep doing what you're doing, you're going to end up filing bankruptcy. The reason why we were having the phone call was bankruptcy. But then we start the phone call off and you go, I'm doing everything right. Do you guys not see that? Do you not see the coincidence? The irony in this? Do you not understand that all of these amenities that these developers are bringing, let me just help you guys out. I'm going to tell you what these developers are saying. And this is 100% from a developer I talked to. You know what he said to me? He said, a lot of times people believe that the luxury apartment is for the tenant themselves, to make them feel like they're in luxury. But in actuality, the luxury part is really for us, because we know that we will be able to charge them 2 to 3 times more. That's something that we were just going to make a unit anyway. So that gym that you guys thought, it was just 2 to 3 units. They just combined them. It was going to be a total of $6,000 to $7,000 worth of rental income coming in. But instead, they get to charge you guys, 321 of you guys, 2 to 3 times more. He said, so it's really great for us. They think it's for them, but it's really for us.
Paint's peeling, the walls are thin, there's no parking spot, there's no valet trash. As someone who works in home health, I go to a lot of different homes, a lot of apartments, a lot of townhouses, a lot of different condos. So I'm able to compare and contrast a little bit. And I'm telling you right now, they are scamming people with that label luxury apartment, because there's nothing luxury about some of them. I'm just going to say that. Like slapping some white paint on the cabinets. Stainless steel appliances are nice. Having a pool is nice, but there isn't even security. And then what are they doing? Charging like 3 to 4 times the regular rent of a regular apartment?
Gotcha. My point is with this, guys, is that a lot of times people will say, my rent's high, this is high, and that's high. But then when you look underneath the hood, you come to find out that they're spending $5,000 on Big Macs. You come to find out, they're taking Cancun trips. They're taking Carnival cruises. They're living in a luxury apartment that they pay $3,000 in, but they also have a BMW and a Hellcat.
No, I don't got no goddamn money.
But then they come and say, rent is too high. So I need you, before you start complaining about rent is high, and I'm not debating people on if rent is going higher and higher and if it's too high and if it needs to come down. That's not what it is. I'm not arguing with you that, because the reality is the reality. We can talk about if it's high or not or not. You still have to pay it because you need a place to live. How about we make the decision based on, can you afford the unit? How about we make a decision on making sure that you don't go bankrupt while renting? How about we make sure that you are saving enough money and getting your credit together so that you can get yourself in a better situation by buying that house? So anyway, guys, I hope you got value out of this content. And if you love content like this, please join our Patreon. I do exclusive videos over there, guys, and you will love it. Go more into detail. Talk about things that I normally don't talk about on YouTube. Guys, you will love it. But anyway, you won't get all of your information from this one video. I need you to watch this video right here. It will give you information on the housing market, financial news, and get you to your first rental property. I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks.